Hey Kids Zone leaders, I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I wanted to share some things with you that I want to do this over the next 2 months, over June and July, targeting a couple specific things to think about that make up qualities of a good leader. So I started reading this book. It's called Next Generation Leader by Andy Stanley. Great book if you're a reader and you want to check it out. But just wanted to kind of break down and give you guys something that's applicable to what we do in Kids Zone every week based on what I was reading in this book. Some great stuff in there. And so this week I wanted to talk about the quality of a great leader that is being teachable. And so what does it mean to be teachable? Well, that means that you can listen to and apply good counsel, especially from someone who's older than you. And so what's cool about in this book, so Andy Stanley talks about being teachable, and he looks at the example of Solomon, and we know Solomon in the Bible was described as the wisest person who ever lived, and yet he writes more than almost anyone about seeking counsel. And so I thought that was really interesting. You know, someone who was known to be wise and had a gift of wisdom, but he continued to seek out wisdom. He continued to listen and grow and learn as much as he could in order to become an even better leader. And so there's a verse that he wrote in Proverbs. This is Proverbs 1:5, and it says, "Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance." And so I love this because if we want to be leaders, if we want to impact the kids around us, if we want to impact people around us, our peers and other people that we lead in the future, we have to continue to seek counsel, and we have to continue to listen. And that means listening to people who are older than us or more experienced than us, especially in an area where we are serving. So and I was thinking about this with my own life, and I think the areas where I have grown the most have been when I've been willing to listen to feedback from someone older and more experienced, especially when that was hard to hear. So how many of you guys have ever had a conversation with your service coordinator or with Pastor Joe or with me or someone that comes up to you and says, "Hey, you did really well with this, but here's something that you can do better. And I know that there's more potential in you. I see this in you, and I want to push you to do this." How many of you ever had that conversation and then you felt really challenged, or maybe you felt frustrated, or maybe you felt like, gosh, this is really hard. I don't know that I can do this. Well, I've been there. I've personally been there many times where I felt challenged because I didn't see my own potential. I didn't see that I could do something better than what I was personally doing in that moment. But when I had that conversation with someone, and they saw that in me and they pushed me, and I listened and I applied it, and I started to take those steps. I started to grow. And so sometimes it can be really hard to hear that feedback. We might think, oh gosh, I messed up. I'm not any good. But your service coordinator or me or Pastor Joe, when we say those things to you, it's not because you're failing. It's because we see that there's more potential in you. And so your ability to listen to that, to receive it well, and walk away with, okay, this is a challenge. I want to walk in this. I want to grow, and come back and apply it the next time that you're in Kids Zone. That's a skill that takes some time to develop, but as leaders in Kids Zone, being teachable, that's what that looks like, and that's huge. So quick quote from the book, Andy Stanley talks about this. So without outside input, you will never be as good as you could be. And we all do better when someone is watching and evaluating us. So I know sometimes if you are presenting or you're starting to lead a small group, you might feel like, I know that I'm going to get some feedback, and I don't know what this feedback is going to be. Did I do well? Did I not do well? But understand that getting that feedback and hearing from your service coordinator or your coach or whoever is coaching you, that's going to be what helps you to grow the most. And without that input, you will never reach the potential that you could have otherwise. So just want to challenge you guys with that. Don't compare yourself with other people in the room. Compare yourself with who God has called you to be, and understand that there's greater potential in you than you may even realize. But people that are older, people that are watching you and leading you, they see that. And our job as leaders is we want to pull that out of you. We want to challenge you to grow as leaders. So be teachable this week and over the next couple of weeks. If someone has a conversation with you to challenge your potential, don't walk away defeated. Walk away with, wow, okay, there's more that I can grow into, and I'm going to apply this. I'm going to listen to my service coordinators, to my pastors, to my leaders, and I'm going to apply this and grow just like Solomon did. So just want to challenge you guys with that. You guys are awesome, and I will see you in pretty soon this weekend. So you guys have an awesome day. I'll see you soon.